Ukraine's current military strategy focuses on a layered defense. This includes using a combination of conventional ground forces, artillery, and air defense systems. Ukraine relies heavily on Western-supplied equipment. Much of its success depends on continued support from its allies. A key challenge for Ukraine is Russia's advantage in artillery and air power. This makes it difficult for Ukrainian forces to advance. Ukraine has made gains, but progress is slow and costly. Attrition warfare is taking a toll on both sides. Ukraine's strategy also involves targeting Russian supply lines and command centers. This is aimed at disrupting Russia's logistics and weakening its combat capabilities. These attacks have had some success, but Russia adapts. The war is a constant back and forth. Ukraine's current tactics are limited by the range of its weapons systems. This makes it difficult to strike targets deep within Russian-held territory. Longer-range missiles would give Ukraine a significant advantage. This would allow them to hit critical infrastructure and disrupt Russian operations. Long-range missiles are game changers in modern warfare. They allow attacks on high-value targets far behind enemy lines. These targets include command centers, supply depots, and airfields. Such strikes can disrupt enemy operations and shift the balance of power. For Ukraine, long-range missiles would be a major asset. They could neutralize Russian artillery batteries that are out of reach. They could also target key infrastructure within Russia itself. This could pressure Russia to negotiate. The acquisition of long-range missiles would boost Ukraine's morale. It would show continued commitment from Western allies. This would signal that the fight is not lost. It is a crucial psychological boost in a protracted war. These weapons also serve as a deterrent. The potential threat of strikes deep inside Russia could make the Kremlin reconsider its strategy. This could limit the intensity of Russian attacks. It could create an incentive for de-escalation. Ukraine seeks several types of long-range missiles. The Army Tactical Missile System, or ATACMS, is one. It has a range of up to 300 kilometers. This American-made system has been a point of contention. The Storm Shadow and Scalp missiles are also sought. These are cruise missiles with longer ranges. They can hit targets hundreds of kilometers away. They are European-made and offer greater precision. These missiles could significantly impact the battlefield. They could disrupt Russian logistics. They could degrade Russian air defenses. They could also strike key targets within Russia. These weapons could help Ukraine regain territory. They could shift the momentum of the war. They could force Russia to the negotiating table. They are a critical component of Ukraine's strategy for victory. Section 4. Technical and political challenges. Utilizing these weapons effectively presents technical challenges. Ukraine needs training and logistical support. Integrating these systems into existing Ukrainian infrastructure is complex. Maintaining these advanced weapons requires specialized expertise. Politically, providing these weapons is sensitive. Some fear escalation. Russia may view this as direct Western intervention. There is concern about provoking a wider conflict. Balancing support for Ukraine with managing escalation risks is a delicate act. There are also concerns about the use of these weapons against targets within Russia. Some argue that this could expand the conflict. Others see it as a necessary step to pressure Russia. The debate within NATO and the US is ongoing. The decision to supply long-range missiles has far-reaching implications. It signals a greater commitment to Ukraine. It also raises the stakes of the conflict. It is a decision with potentially significant consequences. Section 5. Debates within the US administration. Within the US administration, there are ongoing debates about providing longer-range missiles to Ukraine. Some officials support sending ATACMS. They argue that Ukraine needs these weapons to effectively counter Russia. They believe the benefits outweigh the risks. Others express caution. They fear that providing ATACMS could escalate the conflict. They worry about Russia's response. They advocate for a more cautious approach. The debate centers on the potential for escalation. Some believe that Russia will not escalate further. Others see a significant risk. Finding a consensus within the administration is proving difficult. The decision is complex. It involves weighing the potential benefits against the risks. The US must consider the wider geopolitical implications. It is a critical decision with potentially far-reaching consequences. Section 6. Potential risks and escalation. Providing Ukraine with longer-range missiles carries inherent risks. Russia could escalate the conflict. It could target NATO countries involved in supplying weapons. This could lead to a wider war. There's also the risk of miscalculation. Accidental strikes on civilian targets could occur. This could further inflame the situation. It could lead to international condemnation. Another concern is the potential for setting a precedent. Other countries in conflict may seek similar weapons. This could destabilize regions. It could lead to a proliferation of long-range missiles. The international community must weigh these risks carefully. The decision to provide long-range missiles is not to be taken lightly. The potential consequences are significant. It demands thoughtful consideration and a clear understanding of the potential outcomes.